Hello and welcome to episode, what is this, 9? I think this is 9 of the Bois
Nine?
Incorporated podcast.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
I missed more than I thought.
I feel like I just put out 8 like 2 weeks ago, even though it's been like, maybe 2 weeks. I don't fucking remember when I put it out, but so
Yeah, I'm
thank
back.
fucking God I have someone else here with me. I was about to say, surprise, I have one of the boys here with me.
Yeah,
Because,
college was taking up all my time, and then I just accepted the L and moved on.
yeah,
So I'm back.
sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot, and if you miss, you miss. Like,
Yeah, fucking missed on this one.
yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, life is like a fucking free throw contest. You throw, you can't afford to keep watching the ball. You just gotta move on to the next shot and shoot it.
It's true.
Just watching it isn't gonna improve where it goes. So, I've got some shit to talk this episode.
All right.
Do you
Sounds
have
good.
Do you have anything you'd like to start us off with, or because I have something interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so if anyone has been listening to any of these in any kind of order, they may remember at one point you were talking about working retail and that one fucking crackhead that tried to buy cigarettes
Oh
off
my
you.
God. Yeah.
I see your crackhead story, and I raise you a mafia boss,
Really?
allegedly.
All right.
So,
Sure.
so on Monday, I'm working as a greeter, and
Okay.
I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go on break. So I have my friend cover for me. I'm like, hey, I'll be back in like 30 minutes. He's like, all right, cool. I come back 30 minutes later, and he is standing by the door, and he's like, dude, you're not gonna guess who came in. And I was like, I don't know, who was it? And he goes, well, I was over in the exercising section helping sell this motherfucker a treadmill, and he said his name was Joe Merlino. And I was like, I don't know who that is. And he's like, he was like the boss of the mafia in Philadelphia for quite a while. and
Jesus.
and then he's like, well, no, hang on. He specified that like it wasn't him, it was his brother, and he was just related to him. I was like, what's his brother's name? He's like, Joey Merlino. And I was like, well,
Creative.
yeah, I was like, wait, what was this? What was this dude's name? He's like, Joe. I was like, so
They're both Joseph, though.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly. So I was like, all right, wait. So Joey is the mafia boss, and Joe is his completely unrelated innocent brother. And he's like, that's what he told me. And I was
Has there
like,
ever been like a police mix-up?
what do you mean? Like, has this mafia boss gone to prison?
No, I mean like, have the police ever mixed their names up? And
Oh, well, see that's another interesting thing I'm going to get to with the two names here. But
you know,
one of the funny things was apparently one of the guys that was helping sell this motherfucker a treadmill decided to just make jokes about it the whole time. One of them is he's like waiting for his fucking scanner to load or whatever, and he's like talking to him. He's like, so, you know any good Italian restaurants I can visit? And I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're gonna get fucking killed. Like, what are you doing? So I thought that was fairly interesting, and you know, from my friend's reaction there, I was like, oh shit, he's not fucking around. So I decided to go home and Google Joey Merlino, like the mafia boss, and see who the fuck it was that came in. And I looked on his Wikipedia page, and granted, Wikipedia can be wrong, but it says he has 2 siblings, both of which are sisters.
oh,
So
so either that was the real guy or no relation.
either that was the real guy, or well, I'm pretty sure that was the real guy, and he was just lying. Like I think that's what
Yeah,
that was. I think
hopefully.
that was no, not like the mafia guy. That's Joey. I'm Joe. Like, bro, it's the same name. It's the same name. What are you talking about? Which was really fucking funny, but like,
Unless one of his sisters pulled a reverse Bruce Jenner.
oh, true. Yeah, see, but I feel like Wikipedia would reflect that, right? It was like his sisters Mary and Natalie, and I was like, neither of those are Joey. Oh,
true.
fuck. It's like,
Josephine Marlena.
exactly, Josephine. So I was like, wow, that's... Who the fuck would have guessed that this dude would have just walked into this random fucking store?
Yeah, I never had a mob boss. I did have a pimp
Oh,
a few
really?
times. Yeah, it was the same guy every time. He came in like 3 or 4 times over the summer. But it was one of those cases where just you can tell by the way somebody's dressed
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
what they are.
This man
And
dresses
like,
for the job that
yes,
he wants.
this man has a cane. He is wearing rings. He has a hat with a feather on it. He is a pimp.
He's got a
He
fucking
had like one of those
large
weird
mink
scarf
coat that
thing
drags on the
things.
ground behind him.
Oh my God. And every time he came in, he would buy the same exact thing. He would buy one. We sell like huge sacks of just pipe tobacco. He
Yeah,
was the only person I've ever seen buy it, but he bought it every time he came in and nothing else.
damn. You should have asked to see his pipe. Dude, I bet a pimp's pipe
Should've.
looks fucking sweet.
Yeah.
It's like encrusted with fucking jewels.
Oh my God. Didn't even think of asking.
Be like, hey man, can I get a hit of that? I just need it for like my bucket list.
Use a pimp's pipe. Cross
Exactly.
that one off.
Exactly. Smoke with a pimp. Yeah, exactly.
That one's right under get molested by the Pope.
Oh, nice. Okay. I mean, when did you say
Part
your
art.
vacation to the Vatican was?
I don't know. When I graduate, if I don't drop out before that.
When college is not a thing, pass or fail.
Well, my original plan was to go to Alaska when I graduate, but I don't know if I'm gonna graduate now. So,
Oh, so why Alaska?
I don't know. Just always wanted to see it. Looks cool as shit.
Mm. See, I've
Wolves and shit.
yeah, see, I've considered Alaska, but I was like, nah, it's too wild. Is the problem? Like, it seems like it'd be perfect for me just because I fucking love the cold. And
Yeah, me too.
I'm not super bothered by like the sun going down super quickly. Like
Yeah.
tons of people have been getting just this fucking seasonal depression right now, and I've just been completely not affected by it.
Yeah, I'm usually more depressed in the summer. Like
Really,
winter is my time. Fall and winter are my time.
it's my time to shine when everyone is inside and it's fucking dark by
When everybody else
4:30.
is suffering.
Yeah, everyone else is just straight suffering. That's when I come out of my shell and really take form. That's when my life really changes for the better. But yeah, I've been seeing tons of people around just sort of coming down with this seasonal depression, and I'm like, oh well, I think it's just because like the sun is going down earlier and there's less daylight in general.
Yeah.
Because like it was like a fucking switch. It was like people were just vibing, and then daylight savings, and now everything
People suck.
sucks and they all want to die.
Yes.
And it's like,
Yep.
what happened? Jesus. You're telling me your life hangs in the balance of like 2 hours of sunlight?
Well, I think it was partially that,
What are you, a fucking
but
houseplant?
even more so recently, uh, I'm not gonna get into any details, but I feel like Election Day fucked a lot of people up.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, I'm even talking people that didn't pay attention to the election, or people that didn't give a fuck. Like I was talking to people that are like, no, I didn't vote. I don't know shit about either candidate. I don't care. But fuck, this whole not sunlight thing. I think I'm just gonna die.
Well, I just voted for the sticker.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what to do with my sticker. Like,
I put it on my phone and
hmm.
posted it on Instagram, and then took it off my phone and threw it out. So
Oh, nice. Okay,
it's
yeah.
the story with my vote.
Sweet. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, I think your vote got the same treatment, considering how fucking long it's taking. Ah, look, vote. No.
Well, did you hear
Trash.
that, one of the state officials in Pennsylvania, the government was basically like, okay, so if you're having people counting ballots by hand, you have to have a government official there overseeing the entire thing.
Yeah.
And one of the state officials in Pennsylvania was just like, no, we're not going to do that. So
Yeah.
now
Oh, yeah.
doing a forced recount.
Yeah,
This is
Pennsylvania.
turning into election month now.
Exactly. Pennsylvania has just completely fucked their election this time.
Oh
Like,
my god.
they really fucked it up. Like, they just didn't care.
Yeah, no.
They're like,
Well,
okay, so
people
guys,
were
we have these
posting
rules that we've put in
videos.
place. What's up?
People were posting videos of, because I think the counters, a lot of them were just like volunteers.
Yeah.
So people were posting videos of themselves like throwing out ballots for certain candidates.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you can guess which one I'm referring to.
I don't do. Yeah. I mean, of course, but like, yeah. See. I think the most important part is we don't name it, because then that way, whoever you are, no matter which political party you affiliate with, you can be like, yeah, they threw out votes for my guy.
Yeah, exactly.
If you were a Trump supporter, Trump votes were being thrown in the trash. If you're a Biden supporter, Biden votes were being thrown in the trash. And that's all I have to say on the matter.
You can't lose if you play both sides.
Exactly. Exactly. I
People
got
can't
these.
hate us.
Exactly. I got the two folders ready. The memes of Trump wins and memes of Biden wins. I'll never lose.
It's gonna be weeks till we find out, though.
Exactly. I'm still betting on this Kanye victory.
Oh my god.
He's got it. I got the
I think
third
all
folder for the
ballots were
Kanye one.
Kanye, and they just like threw them all out.
I mean, he got a couple thousand actually.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got like several thousand across different states.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to see him at least like win a county in a state.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that well. It's not as bad as 2016 was, where there's like a famous screenshot that's going around right now, like it's recirculating, and it was basically from some like media outlet that was.
The Harambe votes?
No, it was showing like the election results, and it said Trump had this many votes, Hillary had this many votes, and then it shows where a third person would be, but there's no picture of a person, and it just says D's nuts, and it got like 9%. It's not anywhere near as bad as that, where they need to include it in the graphic. Just
That's good.
I voted for D's nuts. Hell yeah. But yeah, so I don't think it was that bad. I just love seeing all of the people on TikTok just getting really fucking upset about the election on TikTok and Instagram. People just get
Yeah.
really fucking bad about the election, even though it's not even over yet. The only
Yeah,
like
people are freaking the fuck out.
yeah, the only good thing to come to it is people joking about candidates that did incredibly bad. Like,
Oh, fun fact. I actually had a friend who ignored me for several days on purpose after finding out who I was voting for.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people are the worst. Those people are the fucking worst. Like, the people that are like, no, we disagree politically. I can't talk to you. It's like, okay,
Who the
are you
fuck cares?
are you saying you can't talk to half the country? Because like,
Yeah.
the country is pretty split in half
is,
politically. Like, I don't mean to like hurt your feelings or whatever, because clearly you're like very sensitive. But no matter which of the two political parties you just voted for, the other one got high 60s to low 70 millions of votes, depending on which one you're on. So, like, that's a lot of people to just alienate. Just be like, nah, fuck them.
God.
It's ridiculous. So, yeah, that's been a whole fucking nightmare.
Well, here's something to talk about. Do you see a split in our lifetime as a possibility?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like politics is so polarized right now. Like, it's going crazy with both sides. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's dicks on the other side, obviously, but like, I feel like it's more polarized than I've ever seen with this election.
Yeah.
So, do you think in our lifetime we're going to see like at least an attempt at a peaceful split in the country?
Peaceful
Like,
split? No. Violent split? Yes.
all right, why violent? Like,
Okay, because I can see people being like, oh, we're just gonna take our ball and go home or whatever, but
right.
like, what state would do that we wouldn't just immediately be like, no, fuck it, you're not leaving? Like, cause I can't
Yeah.
think of any state big enough that it would be a threat that also would be not a significant loss. Right? Like, I've seen people talking about California maybe seceding because it is so far politically one-sided.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, there's no way the U.S. is gonna let California just walk away. It has the fucking third biggest economy in the world. Just the
I
state of
read it.
California. You're not just gonna let that
Yeah.
leave. We have 49 other states ready to fucking drag you back.
I read an article that was like, it was just some dude. It wasn't like a journal or anything like that. But
Yeah.
it was just some dude talking. I think it might have even been on Twitter or some shit. But his proposal was like, why don't we just make like all the states that are consistently red, they have their own government, and all the states that are consistently blue, like every election. Like, so it's not split in half. It's just like some states are under this government and some states are under a different government.
Well, they're already
And I'm like, that
kind of like
feels
that, right? Like,
kind of, but like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's weird to think about because obviously the issue there is the geography.
yeah.
Because it's two different governments, but we're still like the same
Yeah, exactly. And, and
landmass.
and most of the red
Yeah.
states are in the Midwest, but like
Right. It would be a weird split.
both coasts are very blue, so like the blue states wouldn't really be next to each other. They would just be fucking
Right.
encroaching on all of the red states, like just be
It's
kind
weird
of a
'cause,
weird
like,
split.
New York is going to be blue no matter what because of New York City, obviously.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Pennsylvania, it's usually blue, but it can be red. It's one of those swing states.
Yeah, yeah, it
Like,
was
it
red.
really just depends on Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the only thing making it blue. I think most of Pennsylvania is red,
Yeah.
usually. It's usually Philly and like the counties right outside of Philly.
Yeah, yeah. Basically what makes Pennsylvania blue is just like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's like those two just carry it. Everywhere else is red.
Especially since Philadelphia is a sanctuary city.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely gonna be a blue stronghold. But like you see that in like every state though. It's like the cities are blue, but everything around it is red. Like even in
Exactly.
California. Like California is blue because Los Angeles is a thing.
Yeah, I feel like we gotta get away with, in my opinion, we have to find a way to split somehow. Maybe not a full split, but we need something because I feel like both political parties are just like so far apart.
Yeah,
It,
yeah, I can
it's
see that.
not
Like
like if you vote for Biden, right?
yeah.
I feel like it's moving so far towards socialism, and a vote for the other side is moving so far towards other ideals. Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
be straight up because I honestly don't care about sharing political opinions. I consider myself moderate leaning conservative,
Okay.
but I feel like right now the Republican Party is fairly moderate, but the Democrats are fucking radicals at this point,
Well, yeah, I mean, I've
and
seen,
that's the problem.
yeah, I've seen all kinds of things talking about how it's a strategy to try to shift the Overton window, if you know what that means.
No.
Okay, so
I'm
basically,
retarded. Please explain.
don't worry, I'm retarded too, so I'm just gonna give you my understanding of it, which is probably
Yeah.
all wrong, but like this is what it sounds like it means to me. Basically, the Overton window is the sort of zeitgeist of acceptable political ideology that isn't fringe. Right? So it's basically all of the reasonable takes on all sides encompassed in this window. But the further you push it, basically their idea is if they go really far left, it'll bring the whole window left. So that way being really fucking crazy far left starts to become more normal and being moderate left starts to become right. So like
Right.
basically they want the right-wing party to be moderate socialist.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though if you look at it, right
Well,
wing
because
moderate socialism is not right wing.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because like I feel like all right, the natural progression is moving towards more liberal ideals.
Yeah.
That's you can see that with the end of slavery and the end of like segregation, like that's just the natural flow.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
you swing further left, and sometimes that's good, of course, like with ending slavery,
and
ending
yeah, exactly.
segregation.
Where you're like, okay, that's a
Obvious.
good thing.
Yeah, like I want to make it clear,
Yeah,
I'm saying that's
exactly,
a good thing.
exactly. You're not like, dude,
But right
how are we
now,
supposed to get those back?
yeah. But now I feel like we're past a lot of like the issues with race and gender because like obviously everybody has equal rights now. So I feel like the Republican Party, well, in the past during the civil rights movement especially, they were the ones that didn't want to end segregation. It was John F. Kennedy who got people on board, and that's why uh, the minority vote switched from the right to the left because at first it was Lincoln,
Yeah.
and then they switched to Kennedy during the civil rights movement. But I feel like we're past racism and sexism, and I know a lot of people think we're not, but I just don't see any clear evidence that there are no equal rights.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Like, clearly, like, there are still
Yeah.
racist people that exist and live in
Well,
the
yeah, you're
United
not gonna
States.
stop
Like, yeah,
that,
exactly. There's no way you can get rid of that
but
entire
I don't
system
think
of
active
belief, I
oppression
guess.
exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is, like, it's hard to tell exactly what it is that they're talking about when you are hearing so many voices saying different things, but they're all hiding it behind, they're all vesting it in the same thing.
Right.
Right,
So what I'm saying is
and
like,
it depends how you measure it too. Just like,
yeah,
if you measure oppression based solely on equality of outcome, then like you're always gonna have oppression. But like if you look at like equality of opportunity, I think that's a way better
exactly.
measure to go with.
Yes.
Like the people that are like, oh, but all of the massive oppression, and it's like, okay, well, how are people oppressed? And it's like, oh, well,
Right.
this demographic is not represented very well in this field, and it's like, but could they be?
Oh,
Like
good story.
yeah, exactly. Like if you're someone from that demographic, could you go into that field with an equally high chance as anyone else of any other demographic getting into that field? If so, then it's equal.
This is a great story.
Okay.
That. Uh, I think it's everybody basically knows that most colleges and universities are just crazy, crazy liberal, like all the
Yeah.
way left.
Yeah.
So I have a required class that's just kind of talking about my major. So it's a class of like 15 people from my major, right?
Yeah.
And I have to take it once a week, and we talk about what they call social issues. So basically, I have to sit there once a week for an hour and have them tell me how me being a physics major is racist because I'm supporting the stereotype that like science majors have to be white men.
See, I was about to say, wait a minute. It's talking about
Yeah.
your major and social issues. I was like, what does physics have to do with social issues?
Exactly. There
Because
are no
like,
social issues in physics.
yeah, physics is just
Yeah.
math and science. It
So,
doesn't
but
get
I'm
more
looking
clear
at it on
cut.
Zoom because we're on a Zoom meeting, right? And you can see
Oh,
everybody in the screen. Like, I see people from every race and gender, like, in this room. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're
yeah.
all physics majors. I see people of every race, every sex, every religion, whatever. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she goes, and anybody, like, think of an exception to that rule that like most science majors are uh white men. And I raised my hand. I'm like, fuck it, I'm tired of her shit. I'm gonna give
Yeah.
an example. I raised my hand because clearly she can't see from her own Zoom meeting. Is that retarded?
Yeah, it's literally right in front of her that she's not
I
teaching to
raised
a
my hand.
segregated class.
Yeah, and I said, well, I have a friend. Uh, she goes to John Hopkins, which is like a very
Yeah,
selective,
it's a
very
very
science-oriented
it's a
school.
very good school from what I understand.
And she is quadruple majoring in fuck, let me see if I can name all four. Physics, math, astronomy, and German. So there's three sciences.
Yeah.
And she goes, my teacher just goes, well, yeah, but that's not like the norm. I'm like, right, but it shows you that there's no oppression. You can do whatever the fuck you
Yeah,
want.
exactly. It's like
It's up to you.
if you want that,
Nobody's saying no girls allowed in science.
Exactly. They're not
Yeah.
saying no girls come to science. It's they say, yeah, but why is it that men are predominantly making up the field of basically all STEM fields? And it's like, well, maybe men just like science more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a
Like,
question
I
of women
like,
can't do science or that society is somehow against the idea of them doing science. It's maybe women just don't like doing science as much as men do.
you pick a major based on what you like, because that's what your life is gonna like. All right, so I picked physics, right? I'm gonna get a career in science somehow,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah, but you
But
went,
I
what should I do? Oh,
exactly,
I like physics. I'll do that.
exactly, because you're picking a career path basically. So you pick based on what you like.
Yeah.
So if you don't pick, all right, let's say you're a woman and you like physics and you want a career in physics, but you choose not to major in physics because you think that it goes against the stereotype, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody's
Yeah,
telling you
exactly.
not
It's like
to do
there's
whatever
no
you want.
rule in place that
Right.
prevents you from taking the class that you want unless your grades just aren't high enough, but then that's a complete other issue.
Exactly.
Right? That's you just don't have the merit for it. It's not anything to do with your demographic that you belong to. It's just you're a fucking idiot. Like,
Right. And I tried explaining that because again with the same teacher, and I'm like, well, I think there was obviously like gender oppression in the past, no doubt,
yeah.
because I mean, we weren't allowed to vote
Yeah,
until
exactly.
what,
Yeah, there
20s?
was there was
Yeah,
literally rules on the book that were
right.
unequal.
That's oppression.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I can see how like it took a while for women to get to the same level of education as men because there was like restrictions on that as well too. But I said I feel like in today's day and age, yes, I can see how the stereotype is that most STEM majors are men because maybe just more men go into that field, but there's no active oppression. There's no legal oppression anymore. And she goes, yeah, but there's still like societal oppression. I'm like, but there's not. If anything, I've seen like such a push for women to join STEM in the recent years. Like, haven't you?
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
Yeah.
I've definitely seen whenever people are talking about this like equality of outcome versus equality of opportunity, it always has to do with women in STEM because it is
Right.
like such an obvious disparity if you look at the demographics, but like I don't think there's any rule. I don't think there's
Exactly.
anything inherent about it unless maybe dudes are just more
Yeah, exactly.
maybe it's just more in dudes' natures to like
Exactly.
science. It might be that. I don't know. I'm not a fucking sociologist, but like that would be my guess. Would be something about being whatever you fucking define as male.
Right.
You are somehow predisposed to liking science a majority of the time. Right? I'm not fucking taking a science class because I really don't fucking like science like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I like science from far away.
You're a white male and you're not in science. I'm going to use that as an example next time.
Exactly. It's because I'm oppressed. It's because I tried to sign up and they said no, you're
Right.
too white.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's the thing. Is like, if anything, I would argue that I'm not going to call it oppression because it's not. But if anything, I would argue that it's harder for men to join the field of science now because I'm scrolling through a list of scholarships, right, to
yeah.
apply for. Because obviously you need scholarships for school because it's overpriced as fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling through all these like private scholarship lists, and every single one is women of science, women of science, women of science. Like, if anything, it's harder for men to get scholarship money. If anything, I'd say it's harder for men to join the field of
Yeah.
science. Like, I still joined it, but I
Well,
joined it
yeah.
with a
See,
lot less
that's
scholarships
see.
than I could with.
Yeah. See, like that's the thing, right? Like they, in order
They're
for that,
pushing.
in order for that
Yeah,
to take place, they said, well, we don't have enough women going into STEM.
so let's stop
We
helping men get
we
into
need
STEM.
to boost that
Yes,
up. Let's help incentivize women get into STEM. And it's like,
right.
I mean, I guess that's okay. Like, but at the same time, you're not looking at do both sides have an equally high chance of getting in.
And that's not equality. It shouldn't be, the scholarship shouldn't be women of science. It should be people of
Yeah,
science.
it should be
And
person
I
that's
think
good at
no
science, person
matter
that's
what your
smart.
race, religion, gender is, you
Yeah.
should be able to apply because you like science.
Yeah,
You're looking
exactly.
for scholarships for studying science.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
so I would think the more important number wouldn't be how many men and women are graduating into STEM. I think it would be how many are attempting it.
Right.
Right? Because I would think, like, obviously you would have a lot more men attempting to get into STEM, pass or
Right.
fail, than women pass or fail.
Yes.
So I think if that's the case, then you just go, well, what's each individual's likelihood of getting in, and is their sex a determining factor? If it is, then there's a problem. But if not, then I say let it be.
Right.
Like,
But even if there is, even if you do notice a disparity, like, right, like, even if you do conclude that there's something wrong and women aren't getting into STEM because of an existing issue, I still feel like the aim should be equality, not helping them past the point of helping the other side. If
yeah,
you see what I'm saying there.
yeah. See, like,
People, when they say equality, they're not really fighting for equality. Now they're fighting for making it easier for women than it is for men.
yeah.
And that's not
Well,
equality.
yeah, yeah. They're not fighting for equality. They're fighting for equity.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the problem is, if you look at everything through the lens of equity, that's not a sustainable way to run a society, right? Like,
Right. That's
see, here's the
basically
thing.
what communism
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Here's the thing, right? Like, I think the main problem with making an argument like that is that there's no way that it can stand. So, like, if you're just picking individual things and going, we need these demographics to do better, then it's just you're cherry picking the best things without any of the downsides or whatever, right? But if you go, yeah, okay, all demographics need to be equally represented proportionally to however, whatever groups they make up, then that opens the door to a lot of weird nonsense, like weird fuckery going on. Like one of my favorite arguments against people that are like, yeah, equity for everything is, okay, well then you need to seriously start giving women way more depression. Because men are committing suicide at like 5 times the rate that women are. Like, not even close. Men are absolutely destroying women in suicide rate. So, go ahead and bring the female suicide rate up.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's a horrible idea. Don't do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Suicide is sexist. Because it targets men specifically, because men are way more likely to commit suicide.
Well, that's where the whole wage gap thing originates too. Where they're like, women get paid, what is it, like 75% as much as men, but you don't look at all the benefits they get. Because they get guaranteed paid vacation days, they get guaranteed paternity leave.
Well, yeah, and I've also
And
seen
men
that the study they used for that is really kind of disingenuous. Like, they basically just said, they basically just took average man, average woman, compare the salary, like hourly,
Right.
And it's like, well, you gotta
looking at the same job.
yeah, you're not even looking at same job. You're not even looking at how much how long they've been working there, right? If if I get a job at a company and I start and it's like my first week, I'm not going to be expecting to make the same amount of money as a woman that's been there for like a year in the same position as me. Clearly, I wouldn't be making that same amount of money. I'm not going to be like, that's sexist. I'll be like, no shit, she's been here longer.
Right.
They're going to give her more money because she's committed more time.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't take that into account at all. They didn't take all these fucking different factors into account, and they just went, average man in the United States makes this amount per hour, average woman in the United States makes this amount per hour. Oh, look, there's a 33-cent difference.
Right.
Which, if you're doing that, that's actually a really fucking good number. It's only 33 when you do it like that, just accounting for nothing.
Yeah.
Only 33 cents?
33 cents per dollar, though, right?
It's
33 cents total.
The difference is 33. So basically they're saying women make 77 cents to a man's dollar.
Right. Okay.
So the difference there being, well, it's not 33, it's fucking 23. I'm just retarded, but like,
Right. So 77% of the total.
yeah, 77% of the total. But yeah, so like,
Sorry, I was.
I mean, that number seems awfully low to me. Like, if you're just comparing things haphazardly like that, to be
Right.
that close, like, that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. I do like that we're on this topic though, because it gives me a really easy segue. So on Sunday night, my work had everyone come in at night to do a 2 hour long diversity training thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to do diversity training, and that was fun. So
I've heard that.
that was something. So basically, it was pretty funny. I didn't really learn a whole lot because like what would be the fucking point? Like they were basically just saying, they basically just assembled all of us in the store and said, "Hey guys, can we all agree that racism is bad, right?" And everyone went, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
and they went, "Okay, good. Just checking." And they just had to keep harping on that. They're like, "Oh yeah, well, you know, it's like we just want to make sure that, like, you know, we're all in agreement here." And it's like, "Okay, great. Why is this taking 2 hours?"
Right.
Like, I think you'd be hard pressed to find someone who in that scenario goes, "Yup, racism all the way, boys." Like, no. So like they had us in the fucking main area, and they had these people giving a fucking presentation, and me and my friend from the story earlier and one other dude who I had just met were just sitting in the back, basically treating it like a school assembly, just fucking dicking around and making jokes the whole time. And oh boy, that reminds me, I have another story to tell, but I'll get there when I get there.
Okay.
So basically, they have a few of our managers passing these things back and forth and reading their cue cards about how racism bad. And one of the things that comes up is they pass to this old guy that I feel like I haven't talked about on the podcast before. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I can't remember. I don't think that I have. Basically, he's one of our other greeters. His name is David, but sometimes people just call him Dave, but like, you know, whatever. I'll probably just switch between them. So basically, they were talking about having him, you know, reading his card or whatever, even though he's not a manager. And it was actually pretty cool because one of the managers pointed out that he fucking marched with MLK.
Damn.
I was like, oh, okay, alright. So then it was the three of us in the back of the room, like, dude, Dave is a fucking legend. I was like, I fucking turned to my friend and I was like, dude, our company saw that racism is a thing, and they contacted Dave, and Dave came out of retirement to end racism for a second time. He already did it once back in the 60s, and he said it isn't enough. I'm coming out of retirement to do it again. So here he is talking about why racism is bad. And then, of course, the fucking conversation just devolved from there about how thick he was for some reason. I don't know how we got there, but, like, the one other kid that was there said something that has fucking resonated with me. I don't know why. It was so fucking funny. Someone said something about, like, dude, why did he wear those pants that make him look that fucking thick? And then this other kid just goes, dude, Dave is here double cheeked up on a Sunday night. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know what it means, but I fucking love it. It was fucking great. Like, I'm still not over it. Like, I don't know what to do about it, but it was fucking great. And of course, they had us do this ridiculous, this complete nonsense, like, questionnaire thing where basically they said, okay guys, we're gonna ask a question, and if it applies to you, raise your hand, right? And it was like all kinds of different shit. It was like, raise your hand if you feel like you know, or it's like, raise your hand if you have a family member that's an immigrant, and then everyone who has a fucking immigrant parent raises their hand or whatever, or like a family member that's like an immigrant, and you're supposed to look around and be like, huh, that's not exactly who I expected, because it's supposed to like defy your expectations or whatever. But like,
Oh wow.
but like, I didn't really have any expectations. I was like, Well, yeah, no shit. Some people have immigrant parents, some don't.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. Or like, one of the ones that really stuck out to me as being a weird question to ask was, I think it was like the last question, and they just said, raise your hand if you felt disgusted watching the George Floyd tape.
I never watched it.
Well, I mean, I saw it just because it was around, and I was like, I wanted to fucking formulate an opinion, so I looked at the cell phone footage and the body cam.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not. It's not a good watch. I would not recommend.
Yeah.
So he's basically like, yeah, raise your hand if you felt disgusted watching the George Floyd tape, and fucking everyone raises their hands, and he's like, all right, good. I was like, what the fuck, like, who would not raise their hand there, like, okay, how racist do you need to be to watch
one case?
Yeah,
recently, like every single person agrees, like, yes, that was clear-cut police brutality.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't hear one single dissenting opinion say, well, maybe it was okay. No, it was kind of everyone in agreement that should not be fucking happening.
It's the only issue in the past, like, 10 years where every single person in this country agrees that was bad.
Yeah, they're like, no, that needs to fucking stop. Like,
yeah.
No more of that, though. Like, yeah, we're at each other's throats because of, like, these political differences, but, like, no, none of that. Get that shit out of here.
Right.
Like, I was just thinking, like, how racist would you need to be at this fucking meeting, and they're talking about a video of a dude fucking dying, and you're like, no, I wasn't disgusted by it. Like, it's still a video of a person fucking dying. Like,
exactly. Which is why I didn't watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a fucking video of a dude just
I had heard
dying.
Enough to
Yeah.
form an opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. But, like, that whole fucking meeting was ridiculous. Like, it was basically just confirm that you don't like racism. Okay, cool. And then they had us split off into our fucking groups or whatever, and we all threw a ball around and talked one at a time.
Wow.
I think my favorite, though, was they had us fill out, like, a packet. Like, they deadass gave us a fucking worksheet that we needed to fill out. And
well, all my trainings are computerized it right in. So
yeah, most of mine are.
Training, I just, like, I had to go through the thing and then take the quiz at the end. And one of the questions was, what did you learn? And I wrote, I am racist, and submitted it. The whole seminar was just basically, again, how white men in the workforce are racist because they're generating stereotypes, blah, 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 all that fake bullshit. And I'm like, in a retail job? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't think...
Like, I've seen...
I don't think people in retail jobs are in a position of power.
Work in retail.
Yeah.
There is no majority in retail.
Yeah, no, retail's pretty fucking... It's kind of a melting pot, really, like...
Right. So at the end, they were like, what did you learn from the training? It was a survey question. And I always talk to my boss, and I'm like, can you fire me if I'm mean to, like, the union rep or, like, the survey people? And he's like, no, of course not. I hate them too. So nice. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, so it was like, what did you learn from the survey? And I just put, I'm racist, I guess. I submitted that.
Yeah, no, my personal highlight of the diversity training, though, was they had in the packet, there were, like, these QR codes we periodically had to scan that would bring up a video that you were supposed to watch on your phone and then, like, answer a question about. And it was the three of us in the back of the room, and we're all fucking watching our video, and there were really two videos. And the first I'm going to talk about them out of order, but, so, the one I want to talk about first was basically, it was talking about challenging your expectations or whatever. And it shows a video of this black guy walking around town with, like, I think his daughter. He's walking around, and he keeps getting these, like, sideways looks from all of the white people. Like, everywhere he goes, like, he walks into a restaurant, and he sits down, and he puts his daughter in the chair or whatever, because she's, like, really young. And then, like, a white couple gets up and leaves because he sat down, like, next to them. And I was like, holy fuck, what do you think this is? Like, oh my god, does that happen? but then, you know, it's you know, it's basically, oh my god. What was that? Your mic got a little
About
weird.
that,
Oh
I
no.
actually do have a story. I have grandparents who are
Oh.
like the most racist people I've ever met, like for real,
Yeah.
like actual racism, like by definition racism. So
Yeah.
yes, I have seen that before,
Ah. See.
but
Okay.
only with
Yeah.
them, only with my horrible, awful grandparents.
Wait. What's
I
up? Did
would
you?
hope it's not the norm.
Yeah. No. I mean. Yeah. So yeah, like basically it's this dude going around, and he keeps getting these like sideways looks from all these white people, and they keep like, he's walking down the street, and then like a white person all the way down the street that's walking towards him crosses the street so they don't have to pass him. It's like shit like that. And
I
then
do
right,
that with everybody though.
I don't do that at all. Like fuck it. I don't really care. Like
I usually do it at night
yeah.
because I don't trust people who are out at night.
Yeah, dude, the only time I was walking
Shouldn't
to
trust
or
police.
from somewhere at night, the person that I really didn't want to run into was a fucking white dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, white dudes are like creepier.
what's that?
Well, I feel like have you heard the Chris Rock bit
Which
about
one?
like the difference between uh like
Yes.
different types of criminals?
I,
He's
I,
like you
I
can
think
always
so.
tell by the crime who did it. He's like if it's just like a normal bank robbery or murder, it's probably a black guy. He's like, but if it's like somebody was found in the forest with their eyeballs eaten out, that was 100% a
Yes.
white guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I haven't heard that bit, but yeah, that's funny. It's a good observation. But, like, I mean, yeah, a brief tangent. One time I was driving my girlfriend home, and this was still at a point where her parents didn't really have any idea that she was dating, so I was, like, real fucking apprehensive to get anywhere near her house. So I parked, like, up the street and, like, walked her back to her apartment. And I like put the car in park, and we were about to get out, and we're in this fucking empty parking lot for like a store, and we see some fucking dude. Keep in mind, this is like January, and it's like damn near 11 at night, so it's like 20 degrees. I see some fucking wiry white dude with like stringy blonde hair walking down the street shirtless with a Mylar blanket on.
That's the type I would avoid more than anybody else.
Absolutely. I was walking back to my car in fear of that motherfucker.
Right.
I was walking back to my car with my hand on my keys just because I was like, I don't know what this motherfucker is gonna do. I didn't see where he walked off to, and
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know where the
real
fuck he
shit.
is. So I'm just
If
gonna hurry
I
back to
avoid
my car.
anybody, it's white people.
What's up?
Real shit, if I avoid anybody at all, it's white people.
Here's the thing. I think it's more based on how you present yourself. Right? That dude was sketchy as fuck.
Right.
Like, why are you out in the middle of the night in January? It's cold as fuck out here, shirtless with nothing but a fucking Mylar blanket on, wandering around.
Like every customer I've had where I've got like creepy vibes from, or I felt like they were gonna rob me or whatever the fuck at the register, it's always a white guy. That's the weird thing because I feel like white guys just look creepier. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I feel like the threshold for being
Uh,
creepy is a lot less forgiving.
But they always have like, I don't know, white guys always give me like the meth head vibes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that Mylar blanket dude I saw was definitely on meth.
Yeah.
So I was
Like
like,
every customer I've ever been afraid of was like the white meth head type.
yeah, exactly. Well, that was the other thing was I was walking back to my car like, dude, why am I a fucking idiot? Why am I grabbing my keys? What are my keys gonna do to him? Because I was like, well, I don't have a knife or anything, and I'm not old enough to conceal carry. See, then I would have felt fucking safe if I could conceal carry. Then I would have been like, all right, nah, I'm walking back at my own pace. Just
Is there an age restriction on knives?
on knives, I'm not sure. I just don't really have one. On
No.
guns, you can't conceal carry in Pennsylvania until you're 21, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like knives, I mean, I have a pocket knife. You can just buy that at any store.
I think there are some knife restrictions technically in Pennsylvania, like
Like knives, like hunting knives, that kind of thing.
I think
Like
so. Some of them,
somebody.
apparently they're not, it depends on how the knife, like how the action on the knife works. It sounds weird to say it like that, but
Yeah, because I know like switchblades are banned.
yeah, exactly, because it's a
Butterfly knife,
self,
I like it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, shit like that, which is weird, but whatever. So yeah, that was an instance where I was like, that was the only time where I was like walking alone at night, and I was like, some shit might go down, and it was because I saw a fucking weird looking white dude that was very suspect. It wasn't racist.
No.
So back to this video, right? So this he's going around with his daughter, and all of the white people like hate him or whatever, and then the ultimate twist, it shifts to a first person camera, and he walks into a courtroom, and the bailiff is there, and he looks at him, and he gives him kind of the side eye for a second, like he's looking at him at the corner of his eye, and then everyone in the court stands up, and the bailiff is like, all rise, and it's, oh my god, horror of horrors, shock, the black guy was a judge. And it's like that. So basically they're like, oh well, did you assume that he wouldn't be a judge? And I was like, I didn't assume shit. What do you mean? Like, I think it was supposed to catch you, like, oh,
Yeah.
I think that was basically the thought process. There was that one fucking meme where it's the poorly drawn stick figure eating cereal, and it's, he'll never be X, and they thought, and yeah, exactly, and they thought every racist watching was like, he'll never be a judge. He's a judge.
Well, have you seen, tangent here, but have you seen the best incarnation of that? Like, easily the best incarnation of that?
I don't think so.
It's the stupidest fucking thing, and I love it, because that was one of the memes that was big in like 2010.
Yeah.
And now it's one of the ones that's like coming back now, but people are just making like the most stupid, surreal shit with it.
Yes.
So it was a picture of New Orleans, and he's eating cereal, and he just goes, "There will never be a house in New Orleans." It cuts to a picture of the animal singing.
Yeah. That's fucking good.
That's the best one I've seen, I think.
Dude, turns out New Orleans didn't invent houses until after that song. Can you believe they turned the House of the Rising Sun into a real thing?
God.
But yeah, basically, they have this twist at the end where it's like, check your bias, racist. Did you think that he wouldn't be a judge? And I was like, no, because, like, I don't automatically assume what people can be when I look at them.
Right.
But it's not even a racial thing. It's just...
It's based on how you present yourself and behavior.
Exactly. It's like, you kind of look like a fucking idiot if you're just out here assuming shit about people you've never talked to. Like,
right.
Okay, I guess. Which, it was fucking ridiculous. Now, the more important video was basically a bunch of people from our company being paid to stand in front of a camera with a nice backdrop, and it's all very well lit, and they're supposed to read, like, a cue card about racism bad and diversity good, right? And
right.
Whenever it cuts to them, it'll show their name in the bottom left and their position at the company or whatever. And it's like, oh, this is Mary, and and the room is very softly lit, and she's in a very nice office setting, and behind her you can see a fucking set of rolling, lush green fields, because they decided to pick a really nice background. And then it cuts to the GOAT, Marv himself. Marv. So it cuts to, I think it was like his name was Marvin, and then in parentheses it was Marv, and then his last name. I'll have to check that, but like, it cuts to this dude who is standing in like the corner of a poorly lit room. The camera is noticeably worse. The audio sounds like it's been recorded on a fucking potato. And I couldn't even tell what the fuck he was saying. But we all, the group of us that was watching this video all came to the agreement that Marv is the fucking GOAT, that he's trying to stop racism.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, dude, they did my man's Marv dirty like this. They blew all of the fucking production budget on everyone else, and then they're like, we need one more. Hey, Marv, come here. He's like, should we get a background? No, just use that corner. Oh, should we break out the ring lights? No, we already packed them up.
Oh, shit. Wait, do you think he's involved with Dave?
Maybe. I think the two of them.
They're working together.
I
They're
think,
the
yeah,
force dyad, or
exactly.
whatever the fuck they invented in the most recent one.
I don't know. They didn't really invent shit. They just kind of ruined everything. So like, yeah, basically, I think Dave and Marv came together at some point and decided to intervene when they noticed that racism was a thing. They're like, racism, that shit is whack. Let's put a stop to it. And they have been doing it to this day, to
Marv
this
was there
very
the whole
day.
time.
Exactly, dude. Marv has been here since the fucking beginning. So, I think that actually does segue into my other Dave story pretty well. So this was
Good.
like a month ago. I was helping my one friend from this fucking store that I'm not gonna name drop because like, I don't know if he'd be cool with it, but
Yeah.
basically we're unloading all of this shit from this pallet and like stocking it and doing whatever, and I carried like some fucking hockey gloves out or whatever, and then I came back to the pallet, and he walks up to me and he goes, "Dude, you're not gonna believe what just happened with Dave." And I was like, "What happened?" And he goes, "Well, he called me on the walkie-talkie and he said, 'Hey, insert my friend's name. Can you come up to the front for a second?'" And my friend goes, "Yeah, sure, I can come up." So he walks up, and I was like, "All right, well, then what happened?" And he goes, "Well, I was talking to Dave, and he starts telling me about some old like '50s horror movie or something. I don't remember what it was called." And he kept droning on and on about it. And then he just started talking about his days in Nam. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "That's when I tried to get the fuck out of there." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." Like, what the fuck? I was like, "Wait, he was in Nam? What the fuck?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess so."
God.
Just out of nowhere. I was like, "Dude, he just sprung that on you. What the fuck?"
Sneak up behind him one day and play Fortunate Son. Just fucking-
Exactly, just out of nowhere. Fucking
You're in the
Creedence
tree.
Clearwater. Yeah, exactly. I'll just start speaking tree. But yeah, I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And he's like, I don't know. I don't know why he even called me over. He just called me over to start telling me about Vietnam. And I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" What the fuck is going on? See, I thought at least this job would be boring. It fucking obviously isn't. We're over here having guys that fought in Nam and marched with MLK, and also a fucking former mafia boss coming in. Like,
And he's thick.
yeah, and he's
Thick.
fucking dummy thick.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's the Holy Trinity. He fought in Nam, marched with MLK, and he's dummy thick.
Your ass.
Exactly, dude.
God,
He's
good
double
God.
cheeked up on a Sunday night.
Fuck every religion that ever existed. Dave, it is the only existing deity.
Exactly. Dave he's the only real thing that deserves worship. Like, to be honest, him and Marv. I'll give it to Marv.
Well, they're connected.
They are. They're kind of part of the same team. Like, all right, the way I see it, it works like this. Dave is like the god or the Jesus of this religion, and Marv is the Pope. Marv is spreading Dave's holy word. That's the way I see it. Because I doubt that Marv marched with MLK.
Yeah.
I somehow doubt it. I don't think he was old enough. Like, he was probably, like, not born yet, considering that was
He's
the fucking
spreading
60s.
the word of Dave, though.
Exactly, which is, like, how does it get much better than that? He's spreading the all-important word of Dave. What a fucking legend, dude. But yeah, so then my fucking...
Oh.
My worksheet packet, of course, every answer is Marv related. It's like, what did you learn from the video? And I was like, Marv really changed my life with his
That's
answer.
relating to Marv.
Yeah, exactly. My life hasn't been the same after Marv. I mean, Marv is just hitting different. I don't know what to say. I'm feeling inspired by Marv.
What I've been doing recently, speaking of giving feedback, one more quick story. I had to pay. So I've always heard people make jokes about how overpriced college textbooks were.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it until I actually had to buy mine
Oh yeah.
because I paid $75 for an online textbook, but it's a rental.
What?
So it's only for 1 quarter. I paid $75 for an online textbook for 1 quarter. That's 3 months.
You rented a PDF
I
for a
rented
quarter
a
for
PDF file for
$75.
$75.
What the fuck?
And it was required for this class. And my friend sent me a link to this site where you can get like every textbook ever written for free, illegally, obviously, PDFs. But like, I can't because it's an online interactive textbook. I can't. There's no illegal way to get it, right? There's no way
Oh
to get it for
yeah.
free.
Because you can't
I had
interact
no
with
other
it.
option. Right.
They would have to just
So
straight up steal the whole fucking thing.
after every homework assignment, there's like a little survey for feedback on the software, like how's the interactive software, how does it work? And I asked my teacher, I straight up asked her, I'm like, do you see what we send in those surveys? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, good, because every time, every survey, every homework question, every single survey, I wrote the same thing. I wrote, I paid $75 for an online textbook for 3 months. Suck my cock.
Yeah.
Kindly regards, Nate. That's it. Copy paste every time.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, that's kind of fucked up that they're charging that much for that little, you know what I mean? Like, your information is not that valuable.
No.
Like, especially because it's shit that they probably don't own. Like, it's a physics textbook, right?
This is for a coding class.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if it's for physics, that's some fucking nonsense. They didn't come up with any
No,
of this shit.
physics. I bought a used physics textbook on Amazon for like $30. It wasn't too bad.
Okay. I mean, yeah, like that. See, that's the thing that I never fucking understood is they're like, yeah, we're gonna write a book and then copyright it and charge a fucking killing for it. But it's like, all the whole book is just saying shit that other people have said.
Right.
They're like, here's our whole
And
chapter on Pythagorean theorem. It's like, well, you didn't fucking invent that. Pythagoras did. It's
there's
like, I
this
get you.
site.
I get
My
you.
friend sent me
Fucking
the link
wrote
to
it
the
down.
site,
Like,
and it's all college kids helping each other out. Basically, it's like beautiful. It's the most beautiful community I've ever seen in my life
I'm
because
so
what they
proud
do,
of this community.
they buy these textbook companies. Not only that, but they update it. They'll make like a slightly different version each year, so you need to buy the most current one every year
Yeah,
because there's like slight there's a chapter
exactly. That way you can't
order.
get used.
So there's a community of people on this website, and what they do is every time a new textbook comes out, they buy it, scan it, make a PDF file, and then return it and get their money back. And they've created
Nice.
this website where you can search basically any textbook and find it.
Nice.
So, I mean, after this quarter, I'm never buying a textbook again. I
Yeah.
don't have to.
Yeah, it's
It's
a pretty good
beautiful.
idea. Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Brings a tear to your eye every time you look at
And genius.
it. Just return it. Yeah, exactly.
Buy it, scan it, share it with others, then return it.
Yeah, that's something that I think about is like, was there more like shenanigans before or after the internet? Like shenanigans in scamming people.
Scamming people, I would say.
Cause like before the
I don't
internet,
know.
like way
There
before
was
the
no
internet,
way around.
it was like
There was no way to get around the scam.
no,
You mean
I mean
scam is in like charging too much for the textbooks?
no. I mean as in like
Oh,
I mean like buying the textbook, scanning it, then returning it.
okay, okay.
I mean that like was there more shit like that before or after the internet? Because like before, it seems like there's way less accountability. Like especially
Right.
way back, like before there was any real fucking advanced technology of any kind. Like back when people had fucking horse and buggies, scamming was probably incredibly easy.
Yeah.
But like now it's easy for different reasons, right? Like you've seen that one fucking thing where it's this guy and he's posting about how you never have to pay for IKEA furniture. You basically just go to the store and, like, take one fucking screw out of a box and you download the PDF of the instructions online or whatever, and over the course of several months you keep calling customer support and saying they forgot one thing in your item, and they send each individual part, so they just send you IKEA furniture one piece at a time over the course of months.
You accumulate the furniture.
Exactly. You'll be like, oh, they didn't include the fucking one of the table legs, and they'd be like, okay, here, and then they'll send you a table leg, and then like a week later, you're like, they didn't send me a table leg. They'll be like, all right, here's a table leg, and you just keep doing it.
You would have to make a different customer service rep each time, though.
I mean, I'd think so, but like, I don't think IKEA gives a fuck.
Call from a number or whatever.
I don't think IKEA cares.
That might
They're
be part of it, yeah.
IKEA's shit is kind of cheap, though.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I don't think they care. I think they're like, fuck it, whatever.
But the textbook companies, they definitely care.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're assholes.
Well, yeah, they're getting smarmy about it. They're like, yeah, we're going to change the thing every year just by reordering it.
Yeah, public service announcement, if you have any involvement in writing and selling textbooks, kill yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Or go fuck yourself, because I think I'm not allowed to say kill yourself for legal reasons.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, well. Too late. I already said
You know
it.
you need to do? You need to do that thing that I've seen people doing, and I don't know why they do it. You just gotta add in Minecraft at the end. Kill yourself in Minecraft. Exactly. That's not a threat. Just fall from a high place and die in Minecraft, of course. Also, suck a dick.
Yeah, also, one more thing I gotta get out before we end this one. I was thinking of doing it via email, but I can't because it's too easy for them to track me down. But my high school guidance counselor, Miss Linsky, if you're listening, you're kind.
Nice.
There we go. And let's just hope this is big enough for her to hear that.
Oh, dude, she'll hear it. I'm sure it'll find her way back. I don't know. Whatever, man. All right. I think that was good. I still have some shit I can talk about. We're already up to an hour 7, so I think we're good.
All right.
So I can save it for later.
Okay, cool.
Sweet. So thank you everyone for watching. This has been the Bois Inc Podcast, episode 9. Holy fuck, yeah, it is. Let's get it. Thank you all for listening. It means a lot. If you wanna leave a comment, talk to us, I'll fucking read it. I read all of the 2 comments that we've received. So
we're building up.
Yeah, exactly. We're building the snowball. First it was Joe, then it was my girlfriend. Now we're gonna have another person, maybe. I don't know. Fuck it, but
I could do one.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, hell yeah. I'll make sure to read it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I will read your comment with a 100% money back guarantee. I don't make guarantees like that often.
All right.
All right, so yeah, thank you all for watching. It means a lot. I will see you guys next week.